let's talk about depression. Now, as a lot of you might know, I have been struggling with depression back since I was 12. And I'm now 20, so that means 8 years of struggling with depression. It sucks. But then there's another thing on top of my depression that makes it worse in the fall and winter and can give people who don't have chronic clinical depression depressive episodes and symptoms. It's called seasonal affective disorder. You might have also heard of it as winter depression or the winter blues. And it's actually really, really common up here in, Minnesota, Wisconsin, up in the northern states. It's a lot less common in like Florida, Texas, closer to the equator you get, you're less likely to have it. And a lot of this has to do with the sun. Now, starting in early mid-November, which is when I noticed my symptoms starting to get bad, here in Minnesota, the sun starts setting around 5 p.m. and it starts rising 6 to 7 depending on if it's before or after daylight savings time. This means that we get, less than 10 hours of sun during this part, and then by the winter solstice, we're getting about 6 hours of sun. It is the 4th of December when I'm recording this, and the sun is setting at about 4 p.m., so I'm recording this at 3 p.m., so the sun is going to start setting, in about 45 minutes, which is great. And it also helps that I don't leave my room except for a transit to my school that has no windows. I don't know why, it just doesn't. Now, the sun is pretty damn important for our mood. The sun specifically sort of helps regulate what's called our circadian rhythm, which is like waking up and going to bed sort of cycle. And your brain gets really fucking confused when it's getting the signals of going to bed at 4 p.m. when you just woke up at, 7, 8. And the sun can also help regulate neurotransmitters, which my brain doesn't make properly anyways, so this makes it a lot worse. It regulates melatonin, which is the sleeping hormone. Some people might take melatonin as like a natural sleep aid. I know I used to back when I was in middle and early high school. It also can affect the production of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which are the 3 main neurotransmitters that are sort of associated with mood disorders. And also vitamin D, which is one of the main natural ways that your body gets vitamin D, which can help it process calcium and also can really affect your mood. One of my friends actually noticed that they started feeling really depressed and they don't have clinical depression, and one of the people at their school was like, maybe you should try taking some vitamin D supplements. And they started taking it and they started feeling a lot better. And I know when I went into more severe therapy back when I was in high school, they did a blood draw, like, just regular testing, and they noticed that I had not severely, but like really low levels of vitamin D, so I was put on a supplement, and that did help my mood a little bit. But then again, my brain doesn't make the right neurotransmitters. Yay! Now let's just briefly go through what the 3 main neurotransmitters do as well. So serotonin is the biggest and most important mood regulator. It also is involved with learning, memory, and appetite. Then a lot of the main antidepressants are classified under SSRIs, which are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. I've been on a couple of those. And it sort of makes it so that way the serotonin stays in between the 2 neurotransmitters longer and allows more of it to, be taken up. So that way, you can feel better. Then dopamine is kind of your reward pleasure sort of thing. Like, I see a lot of like neuroscience jokes talking about, do the thing. Brain, give me dopamine please. Brain hands dopamine. Okay, no one cares about your nerdiness, Emma. Fine! It also helps with having the correct emotional response to things. Low dopamine can cause reward-seeking behavior, which can be overeating or doing impulsive things. And then norepinephrine is important to memory, attention, and like your fight or flight response, so your anxiety, how you handle your anxieties. And then low norepinephrine can cause serious fatigue. Now here are some symptoms of SAD, but also of just general depression. You might feel sad or lethargic, have low energy levels. You might feel little motivation or excitement, which is what's been happening to me over the past several weeks. You might be sleeping more than usual, which is what's been happening. I've been having a lot of my sleep days, which happens when I use up all of my energy and I have to just sleep for the entire day. Which happens a lot when I've had to like go to parties or events. But I haven't been going to parties or events, so it's really weird. You might be more irritable or moody, more socially withdrawn, or might start having some relationship troubles. You might be eating more than usual, like see some weight gain, or be craving carbohydrates. And also you might have more trouble like taking care of yourself, not showering properly or giving a fuck about your appearance as you go online to several people watching you. Now here are some ways that you can deal with SAD. Specifically, one of the most recommended ones is light therapy. Bright light stimulates the retinas and makes your brain think that it's seeing sunlight, and it can help restore your natural circadian rhythm. And there are different ways that you can get this. I have full spectrum light bulbs in my room. I just looked at my lights and now I'm seeing spots. And I put these in a couple years ago when I was having really bad depression, and I found these just on Amazon. And then also you can get a light box. I'm going to put in the description below a link on Amazon to the light box that I am about to get, which is the same that the therapist at my school has. It is really helpful and I really like how it works. We also have another one at my home, but instead of having like nice clean panels, it has tiny little LED lights, which diffuses the light weirdly and gives me a headache. Everyone else in my family likes it, but since it gives me a headache, I think it might give other people headaches, so this one down in the description below might be more helpful. And it's recommended to be using these light boxes or these type of lights in the morning, so that way your body thinks that it's seeing the sun rising. So you probably shouldn't use it, after dinner, because then your body's like, why is the sun still out? I should be going to sleep. And also, don't directly look at it. You should have it like off to the side and like have it shining at like the side of your head sort of thing. If you're not supposed to look directly at the sun, you shouldn't be looking directly at a light box that simulates the sun. Then you can go on different medications. I'm on some antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications right now. And then if you do go on these, I would also recommend using the light box as well. Again, I'm going to be getting a light box so that way it can help me get sunlight, because the blinds are drawn, it's cloudy today anyways, I never leave this room, often have the lights off, and then again, my school has no windows. I don't know why. Why, McNally Smith, do you have no windows? Be sure to talk to your doctor about whether or not antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicine should be right for you, and also let them know if you are on them, if you start experiencing kind of weird side effects. I did try one antidepressant. I'm not going to tell you which one because I got some rare side effects where I got dizzy and nauseated and started having to talk like this because I had problems with my facial muscles and my brain not connecting to my mouth. It was just a weird thing. I stopped taking it. That was like 2 hours after taking it, which was really, really weird. But I went to urgent care anyway. I wasn't having a stroke or anything. It was fine. I had a midterm to finish, so that was fun that my brain wasn't, connecting to my eyes and brain wasn't thinking well. Yay! But yeah, so if you do start experiencing those side effects, contact your doctor immediately. I'm just scaring people off of antidepressants. This is the only reaction that I've had to a medication that has been bad like this. Most antidepressants are fine. They just don't work for some people. Got it? Okay. Alright. Another thing that could help is counseling. I'm seeing the school therapist once every 2 weeks, and then I also see the doctor that prescribes my medication once every month-ish. Another thing that helps is being like warm and cozy, doing a lot of things that help just comfort you. So like drinking tea, making sure that you have nice soft blankets, cuddling with someone or with a stuffed animal, which is normally what happens for me. And then also making sure that you're like getting out, socializing with friends, even just for a little bit if you're an introvert like me, taking a trip, going outside if you're able to at all. Also, you should try lowering your stress. I know I've been doing yoga when I started having an anxiety attack, which has really helped because it focuses on your breathing. And I have learned throughout all of my therapies, all the hospitalizations and stuff like that, that deep breathing actually helps kind of reset your body and your brain, because you can't be taking deep breaths if you're anxious. Well, you can't be anxious if you're taking deep breaths, because anxiety specifically like shallows your breathing because you're having that fight or flight response. So taking 5 deep breaths actually can just reset that balance. That way you're not as anxious and you can start working on other things that'll help lessen your anxiety even more. Some other things to think about are doing meditation or Tai Chi, which I used to do back when I was younger. Try to keep something clean so that way you have more of a clear head and don't have to get into this mindset of just being boggled down, which then causes you to hibernate, which then causes your depression to get worse because you don't go out and socialize, because you're under this, and that makes you feel even worse, and then things get even more cluttered, and which is why I try to socialize once every couple of weekends sort of thing. Last weekend I saw some of my friends. I might be doing that again this weekend. And also exercise, which I don't do. Probably should. I have no excuses. Another thing that can help out is eating healthy. You need proper nutrients for your brain to, function. And so eating chips and chocolate constantly isn't going to be helping you out. So eating fruits and vegetables, making sure that you're getting a proper amount of protein. And yes, this does actually help. I have actually noticed the difference. I'm not being a neurotypical Karen. Again, I have severe depression and anxiety. And to be honest, it's starting to affect my body in negative ways. That's why I'm here. I should be at school. I'm not feeling well at all. So I decided to make this now because it's really affecting me, and I think that it should be helping someone else now. But yeah, I hope that any of these were helpful to you. If you are having trouble, I would really recommend that you reach out to someone. And also in the description down below, I'm going to be putting links to help and suicide hotlines just in case you need them. I really hope that you don't, but if you do, do not hesitate to reach out and call them. I've had to call the main suicide hotline once in my life, and they really did help me. Now we're just getting depressive about my life. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to share this around. I want people to know about SAD and to know different ways that they can help themselves and help others around them. But I guess that's all I've got for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time.